Hey, this is Matt with Old Creek Homes. I'm going to go over how to set up a job costing report in QuickBooks. A lot of people mess this up and choose it from the chart of accounts, but the only way to really truly do it in QuickBooks is through the items. If you want any of this data, you'll just need to subscribe to my channel and then shoot me an email. It's mgray@oldcreekhomes.com. So if you want any of this information, feel free to email me. But please subscribe first. It always helps getting more subscribers and views. So what I do is I have a template, and this is for a home builder in the Washington, D.C. market. And we'll get into the actual setup of this, but what we want to get into is the items report within QuickBooks. So really what we want to look at here is just the construction cost, which is $556,000. And we break up all the jobs cost codes into every little piece of the puzzle. Because without having all these pieces broken out, you can never run an analytical report to understand the difference for your job costing. So once I have something built in an Excel spreadsheet, I then need to transfer that over, which I will go ahead and sign in, and then I'll be back in just one moment. Okay, now that I'm in QuickBooks, the first thing that you'll want to do is go to your lists up here. And don't go to chart of accounts, you want to go to your items. And each of the items is going to be one of the items within this budget. So what you'll see here is that I've put them all in here. And what you'll want to do is click New Item. And you're going to go ahead and put in whatever the number is that you choose to do. And again, you can just email me after you subscribe, and then I can just send all this information to you. And it's performed by a subcontractor. The expense account, which you'll need to create this expense account first in chart of accounts, but it's going to go to WIP, which is work in progress. And when the job is finished, you're going to zero all that out. The income is going to be sales, which in this case is the 3120 series. So you have an income account and an expense account. And you would click yes at that point, and then you'll have to build all these out, or what you can do is simply email me, and then you can import all of these item cost codes. Now each one of these item cost codes are going to correspond to your other budget. And as you put invoices in, so as you put invoices in from enter bills, as you can see here, we have all of these invoices in here, and actually the ones that haven't been paid, pay bills right here. So we'll see we have all of these expenses, and each one of these expenses is booked. So we'll look this up. You have permit fees. Actually, Old Creek Homes ended up paying for that. It's $100, right? So that's your bill. So your first function is to put all of your bills into QuickBooks and allocate them to a code. Then what you're going to see here is over in job and time and mileage, you're going to go to your detailed report. So job estimate, which we're going over today. How do you put an estimate in a computer versus your actual? What you're going to see right now, and I like to only have two columns. It's really, I think some of these functions are way too complicated. And really at the end of the day, as a contractor, home builder, whoever you are, at the end of the day, you want to know what was my estimated cost, what was my actual, what was my difference. That's what you need to know at the end of the day. And so what you're seeing right here is I haven't built the actual budget yet over here as an estimate. And what's happening is all the costs are coming in. So it's backwards deliberately so that you can understand it better. But the estimated costs would be the budget, and then the actual are the budget or the numbers that are actually coming in for the subcontractors. So right now what we want to do, since we don't have the estimated costs, what we need to do is work backwards and start plugging all these numbers into your estimate. So what we're going to do is, excuse me, you go to create estimates, and I'm just going to call this what job is it? It's Elmwood Drive, which is a project we're currently building, and the date is the 16th, right? And I'm going to go through each and every one of these line items. So for example, we have marketing, 500. Okay. And then we have drawings. And I literally plug in every piece of the puzzle. And so on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kill the screen for a minute so I don't bore you with the details, but what I need to do is take all of these numbers and plug them in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do an analytical report. So we'll just do one for the sake of now. So we're going to look at what have we got from a cost perspective so far. So let's write down two things. We'll have marketing, drawings. Let's do a couple. Temporary toilets and bond fees. Okay, temp toilets and bond fees. Okay. And I want to make sure temporary toilets I have. And let's go to permit and county fee. Where is that? Okay. Permits and county fees. I'm looking on the split screen, excuse me. So we'll add in permits and fees and temporary toilets. And what we're going to see here is we're going to see an analysis from estimated cost to actual cost. So let's go back to our estimate. And we're going to add in temp toilets. Temp toilets, and how much is that? We have $800 allocated. And we're going to add in one more for the sake of this example, which is permits and county fees. And that's going to be how much do I add in there? $6,000. Okay, great. So, but again, remember, you're going to actually fill out each and every one of these before you start the job. So then you have an idea of what it costs. Or you have an estimate, I should say. And what I'm going to go here is save it. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go refresh that report. So we're going to go back to reports, jobs, time, and mileage, details versus actuals. We're going back to that job. And now you're going to see a variance report. So let's go back here. And what we're seeing here, let's see some red actually. Showing red. Okay. So what this is showing now is, remember, we had marketing, we had a budget of $500, we've had actual costs, and if we have any questions, we just go in here and we see what the actual costs are. And if we have drawings, $280, I've spent $20. Temporary toilets, $800, I've only spent $302. And you can go down there and break down each and every cost. So now what you ideally want to do at the end of a job is you want to see what your estimate was. Like here we have a bust. So we have permits and county fees of $6,000, but it was $6,058. We have a $58 bust. So if I'm a manager analyzing this, what I want to do is go in here and go, what the heck is going on? First and foremost, do we have a misallocation, right? Did somebody put something in the wrong cost category? That would cause a bust. The other is maybe you just ran over budget. So SEC fees are state fees, VDOT is VDOT. Well, when I go through all these fees, actually they're all legitimate. So what this is telling me is that all the actual costs that have come in to date are actually true, and what I have here is a bust in my budget. So on the next project, when we're going forward, we will print this report, and what we're going to have to do is have a change of the permits and county fees, and we're going to have to raise that to $6,500. Now we might want to look at another number and say marketing. Well, maybe we didn't spend that much in marketing. We still have costs coming in. Drawings, clearly too high. Maybe we'll put $100 in next time. Temp toilets, we're going to end up using that because the job's not over, so we're going to get a couple more bills in here. So we'll probably see it probably right around there. It's about $159 a month. And on the next job, what we're going to do is we're going to look for any of these numbers that are in black. Red is good, black is bad. And we're going to take that budget and increase it, and we could very well decrease it. So now, this gives you a full-blown report when the project is over of what your estimated costs are versus your actual. And that's how you do job cost accounting within QuickBooks. Now, if you guys want any of these cost codes, or you want any of these budgets that we've built in Excel, I'm more than happy to give it to you. Just you have to subscribe, and then of course send me that email again. I'm going to write it here on the screen one more time. It's mgray, M-G-R-A-Y, at oldcreekhomes.com. Sure would be nice if you could see it, right? So mgray, mgray at oldcreekhomes.com. Shoot me a message. Let me know that you subscribed, and I'll be happy to send it out to you.